Hey guys, it's Jimmy Cool, and today we're doing another reaction video, and no, we're not watching SMG4 this time. Today we're going to be watching another one of my favorite YouTubers, Scott the Woz, because we're going to be watching two of his Halloween episodes. Polybius, I think that's how you pronounce it, and The Great Mysteries of Gaming. So, without further ado, let's just get into the first one. Okay, first thing I saw in this video is Scott stabbing a watermelon, okay.
So much so that I'm making my jack-o'-lanterns now so I don't have to in October. Pumpkins are hard to come by this time of year.
Oh.
Welcome. And
where's that watermelon? Yeah, he turned into a pumpkin.
Or it's Halloween. I can't tell you how excited I am for the season. I recently ate an entire fucking pumpkin in preparation, and I must say I'm...
Oh, he ate the watermelon.
And I also followed the simple 9-step plan to affirm that I'm going to rake in the most possible trick-or-treaters this year. It's absolutely foolproof. I'm going to be having kids camping outside my house for the midnight release of this whole Halloween thing. Anyways, Halloween is a thing. So it's time for some spooks and scares to give us some jeeps and creeps.
Okay.
Let's talk about a game that is the cornucopia.
It's just weird to watch these older episodes.
Yep. Everybody's favorite, Polybius. Now you may be saying, Scott,
wait,
so many
is
other
it
people
Polybius or
Polybius?
How do you pronounce it?
Well, yeah, just don't say it like that. So grab your nearest 3-month-old rotten watermelon and lend an ear. On with the spook.
Okay.
1981. Back when arcades were an absolute humdinger. They were prime hangout spots for kids, even though they weren't the most ideal place in parents' eyes. As video games became increasingly more and more popular, many questioned if they had any negative effects on the players, whether that be migraines or behavior alteration. The US government noticed how video games could entrance a player and wanted to test something. They've already dabbled in this industry, as Atari built a specialized version of the game Battlezone as a training tool for soldiers.
So the government made
this time,
Polybius?
The government wanted to try something a bit more racy. They wanted to make a game that would addict and brainwash its players. This game
Polybius
was Polybius. Released only in Portland, Oregon for a short period of time.
Polybius or
the
Polybius?
Black arcade cabinet would draw lines thicker than any other, with players absolutely entranced by the game. The game supposedly utilized vector graphics, which make for clean, smooth lines. The gameplay of Polybius has been debated to death. However, most have agreed Polybius is very similar to that of Tempest by Atari, released around the same time. The difference is, Polybius snuck in various subliminal messages in the game, which would flash at the player spontaneously. These messages, along with the addictive nature of the game, tormented players. The game reportedly caused many to suffer from sickness, nightmares, seizures,
so is this a real game?
And even death. After these incidents started happening,
this has to be a real game, right?
The arcade, never to be seen from again. I don't know, man. Polybius is one of the largest urban legends in all of gaming. Many aspects of the story make sense, but when analyzed, it all starts to kind of fall apart. The earliest known mention of the game was in 1998, when an entry for an arcade game entitled Polybius was found on coinop.org, where early tidbits of the legend were revealed there, commenting on the rumors floating around about the cabinet and how obscure it is. In 2006, a user by the name of Stephen Roach made a comment on the coinop entry stating he was an employee for the company Sinneslosion, the makers of Polybius.
Okay, that sounds made up.
Is a fake German word that is a couple of words mashed together, roughly translating to sensory deprivation. According to Roach, the company was contracted by a South American business, and he stated that he and his colleagues didn't know their own strength when it came to coding, as they weren't aware of the effects it would have on players. CoinOp came back and stated that Roach's statement was false, but we're talking Polybius here. Who really has the right to say what's true and what's false?
Yeah.
The concept of a video game harming the minds of impressionable youth is nothing new. One of the first video game controversies surrounded the game Death Race in 1976, where it looked and sounded as if you were driving over people, while in reality you were driving over gremlins. This led to many asking if video games could inspire players to commit heinous acts in real life. Controversy revolving around a game's effect on a player has basically been around since the very beginning, so it makes sense that an urban legend surrounding a game negatively affecting the mind around this time period would exist. Various games were made to recreate the legend, however none specifically have any mind-altering effects. There have been numerous PC and Flash games based off of Polybius. Looking up the name on YouTube shows us multiple supposed gameplay videos.
So is this a real game or not?
But the vast majority of these were technologically impossible by 1981 standards. An Atari 2600 homebrew was created and sold exclusively at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. This actually had subliminal messages in it, Well, as subliminal as you can get on a 2600 game. Most recently, a PlayStation 4 game that supports VR came out under the name Polybius. This was inspired by the legend, but it's primarily its own thing. The majority of these recreations and inspirations are shooters,
probably
which
like
fall in line with
the
rumor
closest
of
we
the
could
game
get
being
to like a
similar
real
Tempest.
Polybius.
But no matter how plausible you believe the legend of Polybius is, you have to admit there are loads of things that just don't add up.
Scott wants the presents Polybius. This just doesn't add up.
Of this thing in the late 90s? No records of Polybius exist anywhere prior to this. Why wouldn't any news organizations report on such a thing? A popular video game resulting in
this
illness?
can't be a
I
real
knew the news
game,
would be
right?
thumping its foot at the thought of that story. Were arcade games really advanced enough to flash mind-altering subliminal graphics in 1981? Nowadays, sure, why not? But back then, Nintendo couldn't even design Mario's hair correctly in Donkey Kong the same year. Men in Black would reportedly come in to collect data from the machine and then immediately leave. What would they be collecting? How much people are playing it? More worthwhile data to check would be the effects on players, but the machine couldn't track that. Why would the U.S. government conduct this kind of experiment in such a public area?
Why would the government make a game to traumatize people?
Private experimentation only. Cinesplosion, if you're creating a game that has mind-altering effects on the player, why would you name your company something that translates to exactly that? It's like if you're a serial killer naming your bicycle shop Murder in Ted's Bike Bonanza. Polybius could have possibly been confused with the arcade game Polyplay. The cabinet featured 8 different games, which could explain the confusion of what game Polybius actually is, and was made in Germany, the language the supposed company Cinesplosion comes from. Polybius' name is taken straight from Polybius, a Greek historian who famously stated that historians should not report on something they cannot verify, which, you know, is everything Polybius is. Something that can't be verified. The whole concept of Polybius has mostly been disproven, yet there still remains a fair amount of mystery behind the supposed game. It's highly unlikely it ever existed. Who knows, maybe someday it'll turn up somewhere.
Okay.
And that is why you lock your doors at night. You don't want an arcade cabinet following you at home. Now that is terrifying.
It's kind of a specific.
That's the Polybius alarm I installed yesterday, which means there's been a Polybius sighting within 10 meters. I think it's about time we try and wrangle this sucker up and see if it's the real deal or not.
Exclusive to I can't even read that!
But it's finally time to start this brand new segment I've been wanting to do for quite a long time.
So is Polybius...
Arcade cabinet chasers. On this episode, we're going to be trying
to find Polybius.
On the next episode... Now, of course,
yeah, that's gonna work.
Youth, so
that's gonna work for an arcade cabinet.
What can I say? I just get demonic arcade cabinets.
2.5 hours later.
So it's been about a solid 5 minutes past the amount of time anybody should be hunting for demonic arcade cabinets for, and I'm about ready to call it quit. Looks like we got a live one.
Nothing.
Boxing told me this thing would catch anything and everything.
Oh, it's right there.
I hate when this happens.
Yeah, I knew it. It's gonna come alive. Polybius is real. You can't escape Polybius. Jesus! It was right behind him. He's right behind you, isn't he?
Luckily, I was diagnosed with a little thing I like to call street smarts.
Is that where the clip came from? I've always seen that clip, but I never knew what episode it was from. Apparently it's from this.
Hypnosis. Elusive demonic arcade cabinet chasing 101. Never burn a cabinet's wood. The spirit's annoyingly released after that. Now you have to find some form of containment for it.
Is that the watermelon?
That watermelon contains one of the most horrific spirits ever conceived. I had to lock it up for good, so I
So
sold
he
it to some
didn't
Jake
eat the
thrift shop.
watermelon. So what did he eat then? So if he didn't eat the watermelon, what did he eat?
Watermelon off of that guy. Get that thing out of here.
I was not expecting that. I was not expecting him to throw the watermelon in the dumpster. Wait, does that mean that the spirit of Polybius is still out there? So that was Polybius, whatever you want to pronounce it. That was a interesting episode. It wasn't as funny as I thought it was gonna be. But hey, our next video is The Great Mysteries of Gaming, and I've been told that this is a fan favorite episode, so let's watch it.
Hey y'all, Scott here. Quick, what's the first thing you think of when you think mysterious? Mysteries, right. There are so many questions left
You couldn't even let me
unanswered.
say it.
What's the point? Why bother? And who cares? That's why I'm scouring the closet for answers to gaming's greatest mysteries. Like, didn't Luigi say f***ing Mario Golf? Alright, we have the
No,
answer
he
to why the
didn't.
Xbox One cases are the way they are, and oh hey, check this out. It's my first fan art of Madden. Okay,
It just says Madden.
yeah, I got invited to a dinner party by Chet Shaft. He used to be my manager when I worked at Games on a Shelf, and then
Oh
I
yeah,
ran
the
store
Game
business.
Stores episode.
I think I put this with all the other letters I don't want to deal with. You have been cordially invited to a dinner party celebrating us all making it this far in life.
Okay.
I knew living would get me somewhere
That
someday.
doesn't sound right.
Me and Chet aren't friends. We're more so he fucking hates me friends. This dinner party seems to be an apology for lashing out at me. You think you know how to run a business? I know a guy with a NASA shirt, okay? I earned this job.
Okay.
I miss the lack of trauma. I should probably stop by for just a bit. Now, under normal circumstances, that means no stupid Nintendo game talk. I'm gonna be a little too busy at the dinner party. But I thought ahead. I pre-recorded myself talking about gaming mysteries. Hey all, Scott here. Did I sound like that? As a player of all things video games, I think it's fair to say I deserve answers. Mysteries are what keeps humanity at the edge of their seats. It's
This is way funnier than Polybius.
Is the Loch Ness Monster real, or was it just a fist?
I know he pronounced it Polybius, but I'm pronouncing it Polybius just to tick everyone off.
Theories and urban legends arise. These mysteries can range from can you jump the flagpole in Super Mario Brothers to
No,
is
you can't.
Luigi fucking dead? One of the most notorious urban legends in video games was with Super Mario 64 and Luigi in that game.
Oh, was
And
it
wasn't
L is
whether he said
real?
f- or not, because this isn't Mario Golf. He wasn't even there. See, up until Mario 64, we've had a pretty good ratio of games with
L is
Luigi
real,
to games
right?
without Luigi. He was playable in all the mainline Marios prior to 64. And then priorities shifted and Luigi wasn't playable. He didn't appear in the game whatsoever, not even mentioned. So, of course, speculation started to get a little wild, and I still have my picket sign from the protests.
Where is he?
Why wasn't Luigi in Mario 64? Was he just that well hidden in the game? Well, ever since the game launched, many fans noticed this sign in the courtyard of Peach's castle. Now, under normal circumstances, it's gibberish, but when we slide the Virgin Gogs on, we can make out that it potentially says L is real 2401. Now, what does that mean? No sex for me, thanks. Many took this as a hint, proof that Luigi was real alright, and he was in Mario 64 after all.
Didn't
Well, let's
someone
dissect
hack
this phrase.
the
L is real
files of
2401.
Super Mario 64 and
Luigi is
find
real, and
models
the
of
only thing in Mario
Luigi?
64 with a number that high would be the number of coins in the entire game. After all, you get a star for collecting 100 coins in each level. That lends credibility to the fact there could be a reward for collecting every single coin in the whole game, and that reward would be related to the letter L. Problem is, there isn't 2,401 coins in Mario 64, so that's a problem. And as a bonus, collecting them all doesn't do anything. However, we can look into this even harder. L is real 2401 may just correlate to Paper Mario's release on the Nintendo
What does that
64.
have to do with
Luigi was
anything?
real in that game. I saw him. And 2401
Yeah, he is real in that
was
game.
the release date in North America. Kinda. So it didn't release on February 4th, 2001. It released on February 5th, 2001.
Ha!
Well, if this theory holds any truth, then Nintendo knew what the general release date of Paper Mario was going to be back when Super Mario 64 released. That terrifies me. Why were they planning that far ahead? What were their goals? So why is L real 2401? I have no idea. And frankly, this blank is so blurry that you can come up with various other phrases it may look like. It's one of those things where since a lot of people were told it reads L is real 2401, that's what a lot of people see. I don't know what the Aka Room people's deal is. Luigi was planned for Mario 64 in a potential multiplayer mode, but was pushed off to the side. He was playable in the remake Super Mario 64
Yeah,
DS,
he
though.
was broken
All the
in
problems
that
are solved
game.
when the character's playable in Mario 64 DS. Now, a lot of mysteries within gaming can be classified under conspiracy theories. Like, was Link dead throughout the entirety of The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask?
No.
It was between this and the moon landing. I chose believing the less supported one. Majora's Mask is one dark Zelda title, and most dads
I never
would not
actually
let their
played
daughters date this
Majora's
game.
Mask.
It's creepy, it's
Or
depressing,
Ocarina
and
of
many have
Time.
discovered how the story of the
I'm not
game
that big of
correlates
a
with
Zelda
death.
fan.
What happens before
That's a
and
good
after death,
price
dealing
by
with death, and
Echoes of
many have
Wisdom
theorized that Link
reaction in the
himself
Nintendo
was
Direct.
dead,
I
and the
really
entire
didn't
game is
care for
basically
it.
his afterlife. There are lots of theories like this in games, some of which have turned out to be true. Like how Super Mario Bros. 3 was supposed to be a play. You see how it opens up with a curtain rising, various platforms cast a shadow and have bolts on them like they were constructed as part of a set. Whenever a level ends, it's almost as if Mario was running off stage. This was a fan theory for the longest time until it was actually confirmed by Shigeru Miyamoto. Now, if this was an actual play, I could sit down and watch.
Wait, so it's real that it was a play? I'd never heard that before.
Oh, hey y'all, Scott Wozniak, dinner partier here.
Jeb, vegan.
Terry Lessler, veganer.
Officer Steelwool, justice supporter.
Rex Mose, school dance chaperone and historian.
Wendy's employee.
Oh, so how do you all know Chet?
He was a
I
former
love how
vegan.
Wendy's
And he bought
employees,
milk.
just a Wendy's employee.
I pulled him over for money laundering.
I'm chaperoning his dinner party.
He stole a Baconator. That son of a
Bitch! I just managed and he convinced me to quit one of the only jobs I ever had. Now I'm living off of unemployment checks in fear.
What the heck?
Hi, Chet Shaft, former Games on a Shelf manager, current doer of all things nothing. Welcome to the Shaft Family Estate's first annual dinner party. My largest priority at the moment. Due to some prior obligations, I can't be there with you tonight.
Aw.
But please, feel free to help yourself to an old Shaft family recipe.
Okay.
This is Jimmy John's. Theories to just the unexplained. Parts of games that were just never understood and remained elusive for so long. In GoldenEye 007, on the very first level, players noticed a building in the distance. You can just barely see it, and rumors floated around about being able to grab a boat and make your way over there, potentially getting some rewards.
Again,
But
I've
no,
never
this area
played
is more or less
GoldenEye
placed there for show.
007.
While the developer's original intent was exactly what fans speculated, it was scrapped and just kept there as a scene setter. If that island didn't exist, the immersion would crumble. Everybody has their happy place. They wouldn't make the t-shirts if that wasn't the case, and mine is Shiverburn Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Oh,
Such a
the
fun level.
people
There's
on
fire
the
and
mountain.
ice. Can't ask for
I've
much more
seen
than
that
this.
before.
Sometimes I like to hit up to go into first-person view and look up at the mountains.
Yep, the people. Nope,
Everybody
nope.
has their happy place, and mine is Fleet Glide Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2. These ominous figures appear in Shiverburn Galaxy if you look up in first person. 3 beings just looking at you throughout the entire
Yeah,
level.
I've heard
It doesn't
of
matter
the
where you
little
are,
people
as long as you
before.
can look up at the mountains, they'll be there watching you. Now in Super Mario 3D Land, at the end of World 4-4, if you wait around, someone or something will fade in and fade out. Shiverburn Galaxy, I can sort of see these guys as a weird little thing accidentally getting thrown into the game. You know, they're ink blot tests. In 3D Land, this was a completely deliberate addition where one of the developers said, I want to make some kids shit themselves.
I didn't even
Shaft
see it.
family would like to express their gratitude to all attendees of the dinner party tonight. Terry Lessler and Jet, thank you for your strong acts of veganism. Carrots wouldn't be the same without you. Rick Mose, without you, I wouldn't be an alcoholic.
It's Rex!
That's what that clip is from! I've seen that so many times because it makes me laugh.
Thank you for your years of service.
I never
Scott,
knew it's from this
without you,
episode.
I wouldn't have lost my job at Games on a Shelf. Thank you, everybody. Please, help yourself to a complimentary table knife and dig in.
Oh. Oh! Someone tripped over the cord.
Alright, listen guys, I'm not one to leave the party early, but when people start getting murdered, that's where I draw the line.
Yes,
So wait.
someone's been murdered.
Did someone break into his house and murder him?
No, okay, we can't leave.
Because-
Chet said the party's over at 9. He's f***ing dead. We at least owe him this.
I'll stay. I'm free.
Listen,
Wait.
we can get the murder stench out of here by listening to some good old-fashioned
Wait.
video game mysteries.
Yeah, of course. Let's talk a series with just as many mysteries as it has dead civilians.
Somebody f***ing die! Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Rex is just the
Something for
best
everybody.
character.
Driving.
You
Now,
cannot
Bigfoot.
convince me
The existence of
otherwise.
Bigfoot in San Andreas has always been a huge rumor.
Well, so-
Apparently, within the forest, you could find Bigfoot lurking around. This is also a
Somebody
game where ghost cars can chase after
somebody
you. A developer on the game stated
came
that
into
Bigfoot
Chet's
was in there
house
at
and
one
then
point,
murdered
but he was told
him.
to take it out for the final release. However, there's supposedly
No, that makes no
80% chance of
sense.
seeing Bigfoot. There's also no Bigfoot model in the game's code, so I don't know about this one. All right, so we all hated Chet, right?
Yeah.
He's a born-again carnivore. He's led many to unemployment. He's money laundered. He's wronged all of us. Who's to say one of us isn't the killer?
That's right. If we can't leave, we might as well find out who viciously murdered Chet.
Oh, I love puzzles. Guys, listen, one of us may be a murderer, but we're all human at the end of the day. Let's just listen to some gaming mysteries about Luigi and call it a night.
Wasn't that the guy who said fucking Mario?
Luigi's Mansion. Fucking scary, right?
Oh,
It's
is
my
this
go-to
the
box art to
what
piss
the
myself to.
secret of
Well, there are
Luigi
a few parts of
hanging
the game that have
himself?
some sinister and chilling implications.
Because I've seen them like multiple
that is what you
times.
call a dead baby. But there was one part in the third area of the game. After a bolt of lightning strikes, we can see
Yep,
Luigi's shadow
yep.
is hanging in the air, implying
Also, why
that
why
Luigi
is everyone
hanging
saying that
himself.
Luigi
Now, was
said
this an intentionally
in
chilling
Mario
addition to the
Golf?
game, or was it a glitch due to the game's camera being at an angle it's not usually used to, which accidentally pushed Luigi's shadow up higher than usual? This is great. It's like a murder mystery with the murder and the mystery.
You're taking this pretty well, man.
Who's to say you're not the killer? You're acting pretty carefree right now for someone whose life's at stake.
It's a murder, not a tax audit. We'll be fine.
Well, what about the Wendy's employee? Nobody ever suspects the Wendy's employee.
Well, what about Steel Wool? He has a gun.
Kim has a knife.
Yeah, for fun, not for murder.
We can all be a murderer if we want. So let's just get down to the bottom of this. By a show of hands, who here murdered Chet? Damn it. Some mysteries aren't too sinister.
Okay, I gotta predict who the murderer is. Like, it can't be Rex because he's too funny. Can't be Jeb.
I'm gonna do it. And guess what?
Can't be Terry, Wendy's employee.
I've never been able to
They
live that
wouldn't
down. This game is engineered to
actually
make it
do
hard
it.
to jump
So
over the flagpole. I mean,
and
it makes
Scott-
sense. What does anybody gain from that?
Scott is
The famous
busy
level
talking
where
about
you can
stupid
do that is
Nintendo games. So
3-3. With these platforms,
is it
it's more than
Steel
possible to waste
Wool?
an afternoon.
Yeah,
But what people were
I'm gonna
always
predict
wondering
that's
about
Steel
was World
Wool.
1-1, the very first level. Is it possible?
no.
Yes, it is. You, Nintendo. It's
Oh.
all due to a glitch here. We gotta stand on this block here and wait for the Koopa Troopa to fall down the hole. Jumping up here at the right moment, we'll hit him. And then he'll come back and we have
What?
to follow him to the end of the level while grabbing a mushroom. Then we jump
I've
at the right
never
moment
seen
to
that
jump off
before.
of him to get over the flagpole. There are lots of glitches that have their own mystery.
Oh,
behind
minus
them.
World.
Like with Pokemon Red and Blue with
Yep.
the Pokemon Missing No.
Yep,
which stands
I've
for
seen that
missing
before.
number. It's a glitch where the game basically
I have
has no
seen
idea
that
what
before because
Pokemon
I've
should
done
appear.
it
But
before.
it's kind of taken on a life of its own. People refer to Missing No as if it's an actual Pokemon when it's just a jumble of code. Super Smash Bros. Melee's Daisy trophy has
Oh,
a
it's-
third eye on the back
Yep,
of
the
her head.
third eye. I've seen
I
that
wasn't
before.
expecting that, but I'm not surprised. Listen, maybe the murderer isn't one of us. Maybe the murderer is hiding somewhere in the building. We should split up into groups. That
No,
way we can
no.
all get murdered.
Why would you
I like
split
it.
up?
Feeling
That's the
lucky today.
worst option
Okay,
to
so
ever
if you
do.
die, you have to tell me, okay?
Wait, look.
What?
It looks like whoever the killer is had dark hair.
Oh, good. That narrowed it down.
All of them had dark hair.
Aerith. However, many rumors floated around about being able to stop that from happening and keep her in your party. You cannot. A lot of these mysteries are formed by what fans want to see, or what the game says and just never elaborates on. Street Fighter 2, Ryu says the infamous phrase, "You must defeat Shenlong to stand a chance." Now, I'm sure the localization team at the time said, "Oh yeah, people will like this. It really makes Ryu seem determined to win." But in reality, everybody said, "Who the fuck is Shenlong?" It was a mistranslation of Ryu stating, "If you cannot overcome the Shoryuken, you cannot win." There was a lot of mystery surrounding who Shenlong was for the longest time, with the magazine EGM just refusing to put out the flames. They were well known for their April Fool's hoaxes, and one of them happened to be details on how to find Shenlong and some background to the character. Capcom themselves have joked about the character, fake announcing him for Street Fighter 4, and similarly, the original Mortal Kombat featured some extra code, Ermax, and many thought Ermac was a secret character. They added him eventually.
Alrighty. So now that we're all alone, we're all friends here.
Who the fuck are you?
Rex is the best character.
It's not abstinence.
So it's possible you killed him.
That's impossible. I hate murder.
So do I. But you don't see me bragging about it.
You know, that's it. I've had it. Good luck not murdering people. Murderers.
He's immediately gonna get murdered. Can't see a thing. Oh.
Tomb Raider was infamous for the rumor of the nude code, a secret cheat code that would make the character Lara Croft completely nude for players
I've heard
13
this
and up.
code before.
Yeah,
It like explodes
just
her.
doesn't work. Lara Croft was a sex symbol in gaming, and the idea of a PlayStation 1 character naked, well, who doesn't like that? The developers always teased fans about the code, making it obvious that it was very unlikely it actually existed, but never fully denying its existence either, obviously to keep people desperately wondering. It was later confirmed that a nude code never existed.
Yeah, I know I'm making merch tonight, but I don't care. Who the fuck ever thought this was real? I died!
I died. Yep, he's immediately dead.
Lung cancer. The murderer not only killed Chet, but peer pressured Chet into death.
He was like that when I got here.
What just happened?
It features a sound test option after inputting a
Oh
code.
my god,
When we're at the
Maj
sound
and
test, we can
Sonic.
listen to all the sounds and music in the game, and if we select these specific options and hit start,
Yep, Maj and Sonic.
I just wanted to listen to music. This screen is infamous and incredibly bizarre. We have 24 Sonics with a human face. Somebody wanted this. Now, of course, with the mustache, it's
somebody
obvious this is supposed to be
programmed this
Sonic
into the
fused with
game.
Mario.
Keep that in mind.
The Japanese text translates to "Fun is Infinite." Sega Enterprises, image
Yep.
by Majin. Now, Majin apparently means the devil. I knew something was up with this game. In actuality, Majin refers to Masato Nishimura as Majin was his childhood nickname, so it's fine. The screen is fine. I mean, it's not like the screen is gonna kill me at a dinner party or anything, so it's fine.
It's a common saying.
The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past's biggest mystery for many people was the existence of the Chris Houlihan room, a room named after the winner of a Nintendo Power contest. You can get to it in a few different ways, and it's just filled with rupees. Yeah, that's cool or whatever. I want to see him in Smash Brothers as much as the next guy, but what about a secret that's not only in a Zelda game, but numerous other Nintendo games as well? Totaka's song is a little ditty normally hidden in games composed by Kazumi Totaka. Luigi's Mansion, Mario...
Oh yeah, I've heard of
Link's
this.
Awakening, Yoshi's Story, Mario Land 2. It's hidden in so many games. But there are a few games Totaka has worked on where it still hasn't been found. Many have thought the sound of the tennis ball hitting the racket in Wii Sports was Totaka's song. If you play each hit together, it may sound like it, but that may be
that
due
makes
to your brain
no
telling
sense.
you to think it's playing Totaka's song. Weirdly enough, a game he straight up directed Wii Music apparently doesn't have Totaka's song in there at all. I mean, it may be hiding in there, but I think we know everything Wii Music ever had to say. It has nothing to hide.
Pretty cool, right? Ah, Terry's dead. Great. Now there's only 4 people listening.
Great.
Now, there's only one thing more addictive than reading actual mysteries about video games.
Nicotine?
Reading fake mysteries about video
Oh,
games.
no.
The creepypasta.
No, we're
is
getting
big
to
here on the
creepypasta
internet. It's all about
territory
using one of
now.
these to scare the fuck out of some kids. These are internet scary stories, and
Yeah.
lots of them have to do with video games. They almost always have to do with some kid buying a used copy of a game, and it's
Yeah.
haunted. There's disturbing imagery, and weird things
Sonic
happening while
bang
playing the game.
drowned.
What the hell are these ghost priorities?
Alright, we should just call the police already.
He is the
We should
police.
just draw from a hat, figure out this murderer.
Yeah, I'm getting real tired of trying to figure out who the murderer is. If somebody just wants to step up and be the murderer so we can all go home, I'm all for it.
Alright, Scott, Steel Wool, Rex, your dad.
That was so
Fake
quick.
mysteries about video games. How about
How
real
come no one
life
saw
mysteries about
that?
video games? In 2007, Madden OA released to the masses, but weirdly enough, it got prequels each year prior. Madden 1999 released and was the first one to do so without Uncle Madden on the cover. No. This one featured an athlete, and it's been a tradition for almost every athlete who made the Madden cover to soon after get injured. This is the Madden curse, and if we're not careful enough, it'll get us too. Who would have thought Madden on your chest could lead to injuries?
Maybe there's a gas leak or something. Maybe that's why everybody's dying. Thanks, I was talking.
So it's just Scott left? Yep, it's Steel Wool.
Take off your mask. Who are you? I never would have guessed. Getting murdered is the least of my concerns.
I called it with Steel Wool.
I was too shy to mention that I was the one that killed him, so I thought it'd be easier to kill everyone.
Really? 5 homicides and that's your reason?
Make that 6.
You ever hear of the Madden curse?
No. That was funny.
I did it. I solved the mystery.
I've seen a
Everyone's
lot of murders
dead.
in my day, and all 6 of them were today. The guys are all getting treated for murder at the hospital. They should all be fine. I'm pretty happy nothing happened to me, though. I have jury duty tomorrow, which means I can't die. If I don't show up, I'll go to prison.
You can't go to prison if you're dead. But I have heard that there's another episode that follows on to this episode called Trial. Maybe I'll watch that in another video. So that was Great Mysteries in Gaming. That was way better than Polybius. That was really good. I predicted that Steel Wool will be the murderer. And I just love how everyone was just getting killed for no reason. That was a great episode. I can understand why people think it's a fan favorite. And that's it for this video. If you want me to react to some more Scott the Woz videos, or episodes, instead of just watching every new SMG4 video the week it comes out, then let me know in the comments. Bye-bye!